Hello everyone! Are you ready to check out another California beach? We are in Pacific Grove, a small coastal city near Monterey. The Ocean View Boulevard has a beautiful trail where you can observe harbor seals occupying rocks during their leisure time. They enjoy a quiet moment before the night hunt. Crows, these survivors among the birds, adopt the lifestyle of shorebirds by emulating the behavior of seagulls. They search for food among seagrass and were quite successful in locating small crabs and mollusks. This piece of purple sea urchin was likely brought here by either a crow or a seagull, yet originally it was likely a leftover of a sea otter meal. We walk along the coast to a little beach accessible by stone stairs. The water was quiet and low, allowing us to encounter a bunch of interesting creatures. But first, let's check out this long frond of kelp, a gigantic brown alga. It seems that it was violently ripped off the rock it was growing on, brought by the waves to the shore and left lying on the sand. Have you ever wondered what kind of creatures could have been carried with it from the depths of the ocean? Well, we did, and look what we found. It's a brittle star and it's still alive. It was hiding in a root-like structure called holdfast. The name brittle star was given because their arms can be easily broken off. So we have to be gentle. It would take a few months for a brittle star to regenerate an arm. Sometimes animals like this one are called ophiuroids or serpent stars because their fast-moving arms resemble snakes. The creature was obviously struggling on the ground, but being put back in the ocean, it transformed, spread out the tube feet, and appeared in its full glory. These tube feet, by the way, can sense light as well as chemicals. They help the star direct its movement and hide in dark places. This was exactly what our brittle star did. The brittle stars generally eat small prey like marine worms or young crustaceans, but they can use the sticky coatings on their arms to catch suspended particles of plankton. They hold onto the rocks or algae with a few of their arms and wave one to catch their prey. They have been seen snatching even unsuspecting squids. There were several mola fish bodies along the shore that day. The shape of a mola fish is unusually round, with a special fin at the back. It looks like a rudder and is called clavus. The pectoral fins on the sides are small. The round shape is the reason for the scientific name mola, which means millstone in Latin. The common name is sunfish. The teeth are fused together and resemble a beak. This makes the mouth of a sunfish small and impossible to close completely. That's a fish that can't keep its mouth shut. It is thought to feed on jellyfish, but has also been seen nibbling on chunks of other fish used by fishermen as bait. It is a mostly warm water fish, but some migration may be happening, and dead sunfish can occasionally be found on the beaches of Central California. We placed the sunfish in a tide pool, and this triggered lots of motion amongst the life there. Hermit crabs wearing black turban shells started to crawl towards the body of the poor fish, and very soon it was covered in them, each one trying to get a piece. It is known that hermit crabs can exchange their shells. The smaller individual would vacate its shell, letting a larger hermit crab examine it. If it fits, the larger crab takes it for its own. If it's not a good fit, no exchange happens. Convenient, right? Especially if there's a limited supply of available shells. A tiny fish called Tidepool sculpin is a master of disguise. Sculpins like their home places. They are capable of returning from as far as 100 meters away, supposedly using their kin sense of smell. The fish thinks, this place smells like home. Sculpins can change the intensity of their coloration to blend into their surroundings, and they can breathe in air through their skin. This is called cutaneous respiration. To make this possible, sculpins do not have scales. Wow, so much for a tiny fish. Here is a curious assemblage. A couple of slipper snails on top of a black tagua shell. Small slipper snails are mostly males, but once they grow up to a certain size, they become females. It is not so unique when animals change their gender depending on circumstances. Gender plasticity is known for about 2% of fish species. Clownfish is just one example. Remember Nemo? We saw a live purple-ringed topsnail, which lives in subtidal waters and low intertidal zone. This is why it does not often appear alive in tide pools. But we found another one that was half dry and in distress. We put it in the water, hoping it will recover before it gets eaten by crabs. The vivid coloration of the mollusk's shell is amazing, hence its common name, jeweled topsnail. I must note that the colors are bright while the animal is alive, and they fade if the shell loses the mollusk. Purple-ringed topsnails eat kelp and animals that grow on it, like these kelp-encrusting bryozoans. Bryozoans are very ancient animals, somewhat similar to corals. This species of bryozoans grows most notably on kelp fronds, but also on other floating stuff or simply on rocks. We also found pale pink egg casings, which look a lot like those that a sea slug called sea hare or Aplysia californica would produce. Sea hares are actually very large slugs, reaching a length of 30 inches or 75 centimeters. Wow! That's a chitin, clenching on the rock very, very tightly. And this is just an empty chitin shell, made of several plates. A black turban snail or a hermit crab is hiding inside. Thanks for watching! See you next time, and remember, we can only share with you what nature shares with us. So, be respectful to all living creatures and try not to destroy their habitat. Bye-bye!